Lesson 6-2, Area, Finding Missing Side Lengths. The main focus in this lesson is for you to find the unknown length of a side of a rectangle, for you to find unknown side lengths of rectangles, and to use division to find the unknown side lengths yet again. But first, we're going to start with our mental math and fluency. Look at the fractions on the screen. It says 2/10. How would you write that as a decimal? By now it should be automatic that you know the number 2 needs to go in the tenths spot. So that would be 0.2. 7/10. Again, the 7 needs to be in the tenths spot. So 0.7. How would I write 3/10 as a fraction? 3 goes on top, tenths on the bottom. And how do I write 4/10 as a fraction? 4 on top and tenths once again on the bottom. Remember, doing the mental math and fluency helps you to master skills that you might be slightly forgetting or maybe not really understanding. So, finding the missing side length. The following, read to yourself as I read it out loud. It says, a rectangular garden has an area of 450 square feet. One side is 9 feet long. How long is the other? So to help you solve this type of problem, I would suggest that you draw it. So I would draw a rectangle to represent the rectangular garden. It is telling you that one side is 9 feet long, so I would write that on the side. And then I'd write my equation. 9 times what? And I'm going to give that variable s, equals the 450 square feet that it says is my area. So in order to cover this entire area, your answer has to equal 450 square, I'm going to abbreviate SQ, feet, I'm going to abbreviate FT. So this is one way to figure it out. We got to figure out what S is. Another way we could do that is we can figure out by going 450, since we know that's already our square foot area, divided by 9 to also find out that missing variable or missing number S. Now, when you look at these two numbers, you should realize that 9 times 5 is 45. So I know S already is 5. But I have a 0 here that I need to make sure I put onto the end. So my answer should be 50. Let's multiply it back though to check. 5 times 9, 45. 9 times 0, 0. I know my answer is correct. In order to get area questions right, you should remember that length times width equals area. Then when you go to plug those numbers in, you will realize that you had to do 9 times the width, which is going to equal the area of 450 square feet. Just doing this extra step and writing it down will clarify for you what you are really looking for. Alright, next you're going to do Math Journal, page 193. And this is an assessment check for problems 1 and 2. Again, you're going to do the same thing as I just showed you, only using the new directions that are on the page. It says, what is the length of side D? So first, you must write the equation with the unknown. And of course, the unknown is side D. And then you're going to answer that. Again, finish page 193, then bring it up to me to do as an assessment check-in, and then I'll have you continue on. The next thing I would like for you to do is Math Journal, page 194. I'm going to read the problems to you in case you're struggling with that. And then I want you to finish the page and go up to the answer key and check your answers. If you have anything wrong, though, make sure you bring it back to me so that I can help you understand it and show you where you're thinking or the process that you were using was not working because of an error possibly you were doing. So Math Box 1 on page 194 asks you to choose the best answer. 4,200 divided by what equals 70? So remember, you can reverse this and ask 70 times what equals 4,200. Pause the recording now and finish Math Box 1. Once you've completed Math Box 1, I want you to go ahead and move on to Math Box 2. Math Box 2 says, what is the measure of the unknown side length? So it's giving you the total of the area, but it only gives you one side's length, so you have to figure out the other one. Write an equation with the unknown letter S in it, and then write your answer on the line. Pause the recording now and do number 2. Number 3 asks you to complete the table with equivalent names. So if it gives you the fraction name, you need to write that as a decimal. If they give you your decimal name, you need to write that as a fraction. Pause the recording now and do Math Box 3. Math Box 4 reads, the 3 4th grade classrooms from Shiloh School are planning a zoo trip. Okay. Each class has 21 students. So there's 3 4th grade classrooms that have 21 students in each one of them. 9 teachers and 14 parents will also go. Zoo tickets are $12 for students. Oh, that's where I'm going to need to use this 21 students in all 3 classes. And 15 for the adults. So I have to find out how many adults were there. Well, there were 9 teachers and 14 parents. How much money will they need for the trip? Oh, I need to do it all together. So I'm going to need to write my number model with the unknown, and then I need to write my answer. Pause the recording now and do Math Box 4. Math Box 5 says, write a multiplication equation to match each comparison statement. So 23 days is, and that says 21. 21 days is 3 times, there it says 3 times, so I got to write 3 times, as long as 7. That's all you're doing in these boxes. And Math Box 6 says solve, use a fraction tool if needed. If not, go ahead and complete them. When you're finished with this page, go up to the answer key and correct it. If you struggled, again, come find me and I'll tell you what went wrong. The final worksheet you're going to do for Lesson 6-2 is Math Masters page 231. Pause the recording and go to the file and get out page 231. Number 1 says, how long is the unknown side S? So it's giving you the area, so you need to find out the opposite side of what's marked. Write the equation for the unknown, and then write your answer. When you finish number 1, you may go on to number 2. It is asking a similar question. What is the length of the unknown side T? Again, you have the area, and you have one measurement, so write your equation with that unknown T in it, and then write your answer. Number 3 asks you to fill in the unknown information about some rectangular rooms in a museum. Again, if the area are these numbers, that means what you multiply together has to equal that. So something times 6 will equal 18. So you got to figure out that number and fill it in. 4 asks you to answer the following question. A store is rectangular in shape with an area of 2,700 square feet. It has a length of 90 feet. How wide is it? Again, if it helps you, draw this on the side so you know what you're looking for. Write your equation and your answer. And the final thing you will do is the division problems here on the bottom. When you have finished Math Masters page 231, please bring it up to me so that I can correct it and check it off that you are done with 6-2. Thank you.